single step, like when we did our crash course in eraser. I threw it on the ground. So when we did that crash course in Diels-Alder, because you guys already hit that in lecture or lab. God, words are hard. We kind of talked about one of these, but a pericyclic reaction is a reaction that basically you form, you have like a cyclic transition state. So you don't necessarily form a ring or break a ring, like you might not, but you at least have like a closed loop, like transition state, like a ring transition state. And this occurs in a single step. So a lot of other times when we have like attacking a carbonyl and then moving the electrons up, you can kind of combine steps and like, oh, I want to, I don't know, if we, let's see, yeah, let's do this. If this goes and attacks something, this can come back down in the same step. But like, you're also not wrong if this goes and attacks something and you give me this, and then in another step you show me that to get back to the double bond, right? Like that's not wrong, it's just, I mean, mostly because this is just resonance, right? But in this case, all of the mechanism arrows happen like in a single step. There's just one like thing. So they can be allowed or forbidden. I don't really want to talk about allowed and forbidden a whole lot. So basically, this is a Diels-Alder. It is loud, 4 + 2, so they're named for the number of pi electrons that are involved. So in Diels-Alder, we have a diene, 4 pi electrons, and over here we have a, well, that's not exactly it sort of is. We have a dienophile, something that wants to react with these two, and basically it only needs to provide one pair of pi electrons. So 4 + 2 cycloaddition in this case. This is a 2 + 2 cycloaddition. This is allowed, this is not allowed. So allowed just means, is it allowed to be a pericyclic reaction? Is it allowed to happen in this like nice single step thing? If it's not allowed, then it's something basically you don't see unless you're a photochemist, because we get to play with radicals, and most other chemistry doesn't play with radicals a ton, right? So this is not allowed. You're only going to see 2 + 2 dimerization pretty much from photochemistry, and that's because you can't do the nice, pretty arrow pushing mechanism. You need the radical pushing mechanism. Frontier molecular orbitals are the HOMO and the LUMO orbital, so we've already kind of defined those guys. And basically, here's what I want to talk about. This is the only part of this I really care about. If you were to draw the HOMO and the LUMO orbitals, you can hold them up next to each other and see kind of if they would interact, like, right, if it works. So the LUMO, the lowest occupied molecular orbital of ethylene, well, ethylene just has two electrons, right? So we've got one where it's bonding on top and bottom, and then we've got one with a node, like this, right? Ethylene. So HOMO LUMO. In this case, we have the HOMO of butadiene, which has one node right there in the middle, because we're looking at the highest occupied, and then the lowest unoccupied of ethylene has a node, so they're opposite to each other, right? But that actually lines up perfectly here. So that's why this is allowed. Not allowed is just, oh, we have two ethylenes, so we've got a HOMO and a LUMO next to each other. Well, one of them has stuff on the same side, and one of them has the opposites. So they don't line up nicely, so not allowed. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, just means you have to do it not as a paracyclic reaction, or yeah, not as a paracyclic reaction. So, yeah, those guys. Basically, be able to do this if I show you pictures. Like, I'll show you the pictures of the molecular orbitals, and you can tell me if it's allowed or not allowed. Or, yeah, I will show you pictures if I'm asking if it's allowed or not allowed. But I might have you draw molecular orbitals, yes.
So it's allowed because the pinks with the pink and the blues with the blue?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's literally it.
Oh.
So, yeah, so one of these guys are like polarized. That's why, like, so they're colored differently. One is, positively polarized, negatively polarized, I guess we could talk about. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go with positively polarized, negatively polarized, or whatever. Basically, these guys are in opposite phases. So because of physics and waves and shit like that, the blue and the pink don't mix, and the pink and the pink do, and the blue do, and that's literally all I want you to get from this. Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. It's a waste of so many slides on this, but like so many slides. You have a lot of slides in here about this, and I don't care about most of it. I do want you to be able to draw. Okay, I figured we were pretty close to being done, so I'm not sure how much more I can fit into here. All right, but we could start talking about. We're basically done with class, so we're like 6 minutes left, so we're not going to get through Diels-Alder, but that's okay because we have we got through these, we got through mostly this guy. So we've got Diels-Alder, and then there's another section there that I deleted and then I put it back in with 2 rearrangements that, depending how long Diels-Alder takes us, we might go through. We're definitely not doing mechanisms of those though. Hell no. So, in terms of, I kind of rushed through this and what I want you guys to really know. If I give you pictures, you should be able to tell me if it's allowed or not allowed, right? But also, like, if you wanted, you could just remember 2 + 2 cycloaddition, not allowed. It makes squares. We get squares from photochemistry, because radicals, not because stuff is allowed. And this one, 4 + 2, oh wait, that's Diels-Alder, which we're gonna learn tomorrow. Wait, today's Wednesday? Tomorrow you have a quiz. What was on your last quiz? There's still content.
The stuff from last week is on.
Okay, so we have stuff from earlier this week that's not today. All right, so your next quiz is not going to be on chapter 20 at all. We're not going to go over stuff from today. Don't worry about it. Not for the quiz. It'll be on your exam, but, you know. Yeah. You can just sort of remember, like, if you wanted to memorize, you could remember 4 + 2 is allowed, 2 + 2 is not allowed. I mean, if you really wanted to. But if I show you the pictures, it's just lining up the colors, so it's, you know. I do want you to be able to draw me molecular orbitals, or at least look at a drawing, look at a given molecular orbitals set and tell me if it's right or wrong, or if it's in the correct order or not, energetically. So, that's why we always do the example here. All right, if we had to do this, then we have to, fuck it. we're doing this one again, and it's fine, because you've already seen it, but you can see me work through it again. So each of these has a p orbital, and you just sort of line them up how you do, so there. Shaded in p orbital. Put them all facing the same direction, and we get, here, no nodes. Put them, like this, and you get one node. Put them like this, and you have two nodes, right? And then I'll draw this a little bit higher because I'm running out of room, but this is really all there is to drawing HOMO and LUMO, or drawing molecular orbitals, pi molecular orbitals. Basically, whenever you've got shades that line up, you can really just draw it like, well, you can draw that like this. So this one, we can draw like, there's one node and we kind of have loops here, and we have to color alternate ones because that's why they don't interact, right? Here we can combine the middle boys and then have that, right? Here we don't have to draw anything different, it's just all of the nodes. So I do want you to be able to draw these guys, and I do want you to be able to put them in order of energy, right? And the order of energy is literally just how many nodes does it have. More nodes, higher energy. Fewer nodes, lower energy. That's all. And then be able to identify, yeah, if you've got these, then okay, you guys have labs today, you need to go, but yeah, that's basically it. Be able to identify the highest occupied, the lowest occupied, HOMO and LUMO. If I either already fill it in for you, or I give you these and I tell you how many, or I give you a compound and you can count how many pi electrons there are, right? Okay, that's about it.